Tanzania is located east of Africa's Great Lakes, north of Mozambique and south of Kenya. It has a coastline at the Indian Ocean in east. The nation is bordered by 6 other African countries: Burundi, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Malawi, Rwanda, Uganda, and Zambia. It also shares maritime borders with the Comoros and the Seychelles. It has shorelines at 3 of the Great Lakes: Lake Victoria, Lake Tanganyika, and Lake Nyasa, Lake Malawi. The country occupies an area of 945,087 square kilometers. Compared, it is about 3 times the size of Italy or slightly larger than twice the size of California. Tanzania has a population of 50.1 million people. Capital is Dodoma, largest city, chief port, major economic and transportation hub, and de facto capital is Dar es Salaam. Spoken languages are Swahili and English, both official. Arabic, widely spoken in Zanzibar. Tanzania, East African country situated just south of the equator. Tanzania was formed as a sovereign state in 1964 through the union of the theretofore separate states of Tanganyika and Zanzibar. Mainland Tanganyika covers more than 99% of the combined territory's total area. Mafia Island is administered from the mainland, while Zanzibar and Pemba Islands have a separate government administration. Dodoma, since 1974 the designated official capital of Tanzania, is centrally located on the mainland. Dar es Salaam is the largest city and port in the country. The Tanzania mainland is bounded by Uganda, Lake Victoria, and Kenya to the north, by the Indian Ocean to the east, by Mozambique, Lake Nyasa, Malawi, and Zambia to the south and southwest, and by Lake Tanganyika, Burundi, and Rwanda to the west. Tanzania, officially the United Republic of Tanzania, Swahili, Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania, is a country in East Africa within the African Great Lakes region. It borders Uganda to the north, Kenya to the northeast, the Indian Ocean to the east, Mozambique and Malawi to the south, Zambia to the southwest, and Rwanda, Burundi, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo to the west. Mount Kilimanjaro, Africa's highest mountain, is in northeastern Tanzania. According to the 2022 national census, Tanzania has a population of nearly 62 million, making it the most populous country located entirely south of the equator. Many important hominid fossils have been found in Tanzania, such as 6-million-year-old Pliocene hominid fossils. The genus Australopithecus ranged across Africa between 4 and 2 million years ago, and the oldest remains of the genus Homo are found near Lake Olduvai. Following the rise of Homo erectus 1.8 million years ago, humanity spread all over the Old World, and later in the New World and Australia under the species Homo sapiens. H. sapiens also overtook Africa and absorbed the older species of humanity. Later in the Stone and Bronze Age, prehistoric migrations into Tanzania included southern Cushitic speakers who moved south from present-day Ethiopia, eastern Cushitic people who moved into Tanzania from north of Lake Turkana about 2,000 and 4,000 years ago, and the southern Nilotes, including the Datug, who originated from the present-day South Sudan, Ethiopia border region between 2,900 and 2,400 years ago. These movements took place at about the same time as the settlement of the Mashariki Bantu from West Africa in the Lake Victoria and Lake Tanganyika areas. They subsequently migrated across the rest of Tanzania between 2,300 and 1,700 years ago. In the late 19th century, the mainland came under German rule as German East Africa, and this was followed by British rule after World War I when it was governed as Tanganyika, with the Zanzibar archipelago remaining a separate colonial jurisdiction. Following their respective independence in 1964 and 1966, the two entities merged in 1964 to form the United Republic of Tanzania. Tanganyika joined the British Commonwealth and Tanzania remains a member of the Commonwealth as a unified republic. Today the country is a presidential constitutional republic with the federal capital located in Dodoma. The former capital, Dar es Salaam, retains most government offices and is the country's largest city, principal port, and leading commercial center. Tanzania is a de facto one-party state with the Democratic Socialist Chama cha Mapinduzi party in power. The country has not experienced major internal strife since independence and is seen as one of the safest and most politically stable on the continent. Tanzania's population is composed of about 120 ethnic, linguistic, and religious groups. Christianity is the largest religion in Tanzania, with substantial Muslim and animist minorities. Over 100 different languages are spoken in Tanzania, making it the most linguistically diverse country in East Africa. The country does not have a de jure official language, although the national language is Swahili, which is used in parliamentary debate, in the lower courts, and as a medium of instruction in primary school, spoken by up to 90% as a second language. English is used in foreign trade, in diplomacy, in higher courts, and as a medium of instruction in secondary and higher education, while Arabic is spoken in Zanzibar. Tanzania is mountainous and densely forested in the northeast, where Mount Kilimanjaro is located. 3 of Africa's Great Lakes are partly within Tanzania. To the north and west lie Lake Victoria, Africa's largest lake, and Lake Tanganyika, the continent's deepest lake, known for its unique species of fish. To the south lies Lake Malawi. The eastern shore is hot and humid, with the Zanzibar archipelago just offshore. The Mina Bay Conservation Area is Zanzibar's largest marine protected area. The Kalambo Falls, located on the Kalambo River at the Zambian border, is the second highest uninterrupted waterfall in Africa. Tanzania is one of the most visited tourist destinations for safaris. The name Tanzania was created as a clipped compound of the names of the 2 states that unified to create the country, Tanganyika and Zanzibar. It consists of the first 3 letters of the names of the 2 states, Tan and Zan, and the suffix, ia to form Tanzania. The name Tanganyika is derived from the Swahili words tanga, sail, and nyika, uninhabited plain, wilderness, creating the phrase sail in the wilderness. It is sometimes understood as a reference to Lake Tanganyika. The name of Zanzibar comes from Zenji, the name for a local people, said to mean black, and the Arabic word bar, which means coast or shore. Tanzania is one of the oldest continuously inhabited areas on Earth. Traces of fossil remains of humans and hominids date back to the Quaternary era. The Old Uve Gorge, in the Ngorongoro Conservation Area, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, features a collection with remnants of tools that document the development and use of transitional technology. British rule came to an end on December 9, 1961. Elizabeth II, who had acceded to the British throne in 1952, continued to reign through the first year of Tanganyika's independence, but now distinctly as Queen of Tanganyika, represented by the Governor-General. Tanganyika also joined the British Commonwealth in 1961. On December 9, 1962, Tanganyika became a democratic republic under an executive president. After the Zanzibar Revolution overthrew the Arab dynasty in neighboring Zanzibar, accompanied with the slaughter of thousands of Arab Zanzibaris, which had become independent in 1963, the archipelago merged with mainland Tanganyika on April 26, 1964. The new country was then named the United Republic of Tanganyika and Zanzibar. On October 29 of the same year, the country was renamed the United Republic of Tanzania. Tan comes from Tanganyika and Zan from Zanzibar. The union of the 2 hitherto separate regions was controversial among many Zanzibaris, even those sympathetic to the revolution, but was accepted by both the Nyerere government and the revolutionary government of Zanzibar owing to shared political values and goals. Following Tanganyika's independence and unification with Zanzibar leading to the state of Tanzania, President Nyerere emphasized a need to construct a national identity for the citizens of the new country. To achieve this, Nyerere provided what is regarded as one of the most successful cases of ethnic repression and identity transformation in Africa. With more than 130 languages spoken within its territory, Tanzania is one of the most ethnically diverse countries in Africa. Despite this obstacle, ethnic divisions remained rare in Tanzania when compared to the rest of the continent, notably its immediate neighbor, Kenya. Furthermore, since its independence, Tanzania has displayed more political stability than most African countries, particularly due to Nyerere's ethnic repression methods. In 1967, Nyerere's first presidency took a turn to the left after the Arusha Declaration, which codified a commitment to socialism as well as Pan-Africanism. After the declaration, banks and many large industries were nationalist. Through the 1980s, conservation-oriented national parks such as Serengeti and Kilimanjaro, with Mount Kilimanjaro as the tallest freestanding summit on Earth, were included on the UNESCO World Heritage List. From the mid-1980s, the regime financed itself by borrowing from the International Monetary Fund and underwent some reforms. Since then, Tanzania's gross domestic product per capita has grown and poverty has been reduced, according to a report by the World Bank. In 1992, the Constitution of Tanzania was amended to allow multiple political parties. 66 in Tanzania's first multi-party elections, held in 1995, the ruling Chama cha Mapinduzi won 186 of the 232 elected seats in the National Assembly, and Benjamin Mkapa was elected as president. The presidents of Tanzania since independence have been Julius Nyerere (1962–1985), Ali Hassan Mwinyi (1985–1995), Benjamin Mkapa (1995–2005), Jakaya Kikwete (2005–2015), John Magufuli (2015–2021), and Samia Hassan Suluhu since 2021. After the long tenure of President Nyerere, the constitution has a term limit. A president can serve a maximum of 2 terms. Each term is 5 years. Every president has represented the ruling party Chama cha Mapinduzi, CCM. President Magufuli won a landslide victory and re-election in October 2020. According to the opposition, the election was full of fraud and irregularities. On March 17, 2021, President John Magufuli died from heart complications while in office. Magufuli's vice president, Samia Suluhu Hassan, became Tanzania's first female president. At 947,303 square kilometers, 365,756 square miles, Tanzania is the 13th largest country in Africa and the 31st largest in the world, ranked between the larger Egypt and smaller Nigeria. It borders Kenya and Uganda to the north, Rwanda, Burundi, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo to the west, and Zambia, Malawi, and Mozambique to the south. Tanzania is located on the eastern coast of Africa and has an Indian Ocean coastline approximately 1,424 kilometers, 885 miles, long. It also incorporates several offshore islands, including Unguja, Zanzibar, Pemba, and Mafia. The country is the site of Africa's highest and lowest points, Mount Kilimanjaro, at 5,895 meters, 19,341 feet, above sea level, and the floor of Lake Tanganyika, at 1,471 meters, 4,826 feet, below sea level, respectively. Tanzania is mountainous and densely forested in the northeast, where Mount Kilimanjaro is located. 3 of Africa's Great Lakes are partly within Tanzania. To the north and west lie Lake Victoria, Africa's largest lake, and Lake Tanganyika, the continent's deepest lake, known for its unique species of fish. To the southwest lies Lake Nyasa. Central Tanzania is a large plateau with plains and arable land. The eastern shore is hot and humid, with the Zanzibar archipelago just offshore. Kalambo Falls in the southwestern region of Rukwa is the second highest uninterrupted waterfall in Africa, and is located near the southeastern shore of Lake Tanganyika on the border with Zambia. The Mina Bay Conservation Area is Zanzibar's largest marine protected area. Tanzania contains around 20% of the species of Africa's enormous warm-blooded animal populace, found over its 21 national parks reserves, 1 conservation area, and 3 marine parks. Spread over a zone of in excess of 42,000 square kilometers, 16,000 square mi, and shaping around 38% of the nation's area. Tanzania has 21 national parks plus a variety of game and forest reserves, including the Ngorongoro Conservation Area. However, there are so many people who live in Ngorongoro and try to affect the environment. In western Tanzania, Gom Stream National Park is the site of Jane Goodall's ongoing study of chimpanzee behavior, which started in 1960. Tanzania is a one-party dominant state with the Chama cha Mapinduzi (CCM) party in power. From its formation until 1992, it was the only legally permitted party in the country. This changed on July 1, 1992, when the constitution was amended. It has held power since independence in 1961, and is the longest-serving ruling party in Africa. John Magufuli won the October 2015 presidential election and secured a two-thirds majority in parliament. The main opposition party in Tanzania since multi-party politics in 1992 is called Chama cha Demokrasia na Maendeleo, Chadema, Swahili for Party for Democracy and Progress. The leader of Chadema party is Freeman Mbowe. The President of Tanzania and the members of the National Assembly are elected concurrently by direct popular vote for 5-year terms. The Vice President is elected for a 5-year term at the same time as the President and on the same ticket. Neither the President nor the Vice President may be a member of the National Assembly. The President appoints a Prime Minister, subject to confirmation by the Assembly, to serve as the government's leader in the Assembly. The President selects her cabinet from Assembly members. Law enforcement in Tanzania is under the executive branch of government and is administered by the Tanzania Police Force. Public safety and border control is the responsibility of the Tanzania Police Force. Oversight of the force is shared by the Principal Secretary of the Ministry of Police and the Inspector General of Police. Tanzania is a founding member of the OAU in 2001, and its predecessor the Organization of African Unity, OAU, by the predecessors of Tanzania, Tanganyika, and Zanzibar, in 1963. The East African Community consisting of Tanzania, Uganda, Kenya, Rwanda, Burundi, South Sudan, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, is headquartered in Arusha. Tanzania, along with Kenya and Uganda, is a founding member of the EAC in 2000. The Tanzania People's Defense Force, TPDF, Kiswahili, Shila Wananchi Tanzania, JWTZ, is the armed forces of Tanzania, operating as a people's force under civilian control. Tanzanian citizens are able to volunteer for military service from 15 years of age, and 18 years of age for compulsory national military service upon graduation from advanced secondary school. Conscript service obligation was 2 years as of 2004. The Bank of Tanzania is the central bank of Tanzania and is primarily responsible for maintaining price stability, with a subsidiary responsibility for issuing the banknotes and coins of the Tanzanian shilling. Most transport in Tanzania is by road, with road transport constituting over 75% of the country's freight traffic and 80% of its passenger traffic. Tanzania has 4 international airports, along with over 120 small airports or landing strips. Swahili is used in parliamentary debate, in the lower courts, and as a medium of instruction in primary school. English is used in foreign trade, in diplomacy, in higher courts, and as a medium of instruction in secondary and higher education. Education is compulsory until children reach age 15. The music in Tanzania is constantly undergoing changes, and varies by location, people, settings, and occasion. The 5 music genres in Tanzania, as defined by Bazata are, Ngoma, Dansai, Kwaya, and Tarab, with Bongo Flava being added in 2001. Ngoma, Bantu, meaning dance, drum and event, is a traditional dance music that has been the most widespread music in Tanzania. Dansai is urban jazz or band music. Tarab is sung Kiswahili poetry accompanied by a band, typically string, in which audience is often, but not always, encouraged to dance and clap. Kwaya was choir music originally limited to church during colonization, but is now a secular part of educational, social, and political events. Bongo Flava is Tanzanian pop music originating in the early 2000s from Muziki wa Kizazi Kipya, meaning music of the new generation, which originated in the late 1980s. Kizazi Kipya's dominant influences were reggae, R&B, and hip-hop, whereas the later Bongo Flava's dominant influences are Taarab and Dansai. Three recent influences on Bongo Flava are Afropop in the 2010s, as well as Amapiano from South Africa and Singeli from Tanzania, both since 2020. Singeli is a Ngoma music that originated in Manzese, and Uswahilini in northwest Dar es Salaam. Following the opening of the radio waves, Bongo Flava spreading throughout the country, and the rest of the Great Lakes. The Tanzanian national anthem is Mungu Ibariki Africa, God Bless Africa. It has Kiswahili lyrics adapted for Nkosi Sikleli Africa composed by South African composer Enoch Suntanga in 1897. Nkosi Sikleli Africa became a Pan-African song adapted into the current national anthems for Tanzania, Zambia, and following the end of apartheid South Africa. It was previously used in the national anthems for Zimbabwe and Namibia, but has since been replaced by original new anthems. Another patriotic song is Tanzania, Tanzania. Football is very popular throughout the country. The most popular professional football clubs in Dar es Salaam are the Young Africans FC and Simba SC. The Tanzania Football Federation is the governing body for football in the country. Other popular sports include basketball, netball, boxing, volleyball, athletics, and rugby. The National Sports Council, also known as Baraza la Michezo la Taifa, is the governing body for sports in the country under the Ministry of Information, Youth, Sports, and Culture. Tanzania has a popular film industry known as Bongo Movie. The music industry is known as Bongo Flava, which is in itself also a niche genre of music in Tanzania. Thank you for watching this video.